I've only emailed Ellen. I haven't spoken to her today, so I don't know what her opinion is on this.
Yeah, okay. Well, we appreciate you. Forgive the quick exit. We have a congressional candidate in studio. We're going to go live to him now. Victoria, enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Thank you. Look forward to it.
Thank you. Now Craig Miller, and we'll take phone calls for the candidate. He's back with us today as a self-made man, businessman, also served his country well. He's running in District 24, and he joins us live today, not only on WNDB, but Kenny TV here on the Internet. And you can ask questions from the chat room, you can call us, and you can also email us, mark@markburnyershow.com. Craig Miller, welcome back to the Burning Your program.
Mark,
Good to see you.
Great to be here on this warm July day, right?
Yeah, you must be glad you're not campaigning in New York or Philadelphia.
Yeah, absolutely. It's I've been all over District 24, though, and I feel like I've been putting thousands of miles on my vehicle, which I have since I last saw you.
Yeah.
So,
and, since I last saw you, the situation in the Gulf got worse, and a lot of people are worried that politicians will play this issue for their own political favor. Let's go under the assumption we take the House back as Republicans. You're there. What should government's role be to help? Because it's not just a Gulf problem anymore. It's a state and national problem. What should Congress do to ratify this situation, in your judgment?
Well, we need to separate, which I am concerned that we are joining together two issues. One is a terrible accident, possibly corporate negligence in some ways, from our energy policy. Let's talk for a moment about the getting this well plugged and getting the Gulf restored to its natural beauty. Clearly, that has to be a high priority. I can't believe that we were together 5 weeks ago, and this was or longer, and we were in the middle of this, and we're still in the middle of it. It appears from news yesterday that we're getting close. They're getting close with these two adjoining wells to try to cut this off. I think that the American people should be focused on ensuring that our nation and all the nations in the world that are doing offshore drilling, that we find out exactly what happened here, and we have something in place to make sure it never happens again. More importantly than this incident, I think, is a comprehensive energy policy for our country that understands and appreciates the fact that we have to reduce our dependence on foreign oil. We have so many resources here in our country that could be utilized. The fact that we've had a failed energy policy for 6 decades, we've had no new construction of nuclear power plants. We have not set up our country appropriately for our future. And a new energy policy needs to be put in place that will provide for the future energy needs of our country and reduce our dependence on foreign oil.
Craig, the governor is going to call the legislature back to discuss offshore drilling, and there's a sense that he's going to push for a total ban on offshore drilling. Kendrick Meek, who's running for the United States Senate, was on the show earlier today. He says we should have a total ban on offshore drilling. Is that the answer? Because this is a deep water problem, not just traditional drilling. That doesn't solve our dependency on foreign oil in the short term. I mean, you're talking about a comprehensive policy long term, but should we stop drilling totally?
First of all, it's not practical. We have way too much of our resource needs currently coming out of wells, thousands of them around the world. So the fact that we would suspend drilling now in the Gulf because of this accident and put thousands and thousands of Gulf residents who are already suffering desperately without a clear rationale for doing it seems to me to be wrong. In terms of the governor's bringing the legislature back in session, we have laws in effect right now that prohibit offshore drilling off the coast of Florida. Why are we spending taxpayers' money today to bring the legislature back to Congress, to address, back to Tallahassee, to address an issue that should not be a priority right now? If there's a need long term for us to have a referendum or some additional protection for the state of Florida, and people need to realize that I'm a tourism person, I'm a hospitality person. Protecting our beaches has to be a high priority for the state of Florida. But it would just seem like to me this is being used more as a political issue than it is a practical issue. And I'm a business guy, and I like to look at things as what is the return that you get for the cost and the investment that you make. And I see this as something that is purely political. you know, the governor's running for the United States Senate. He wants to keep his name out there. He wants to prove that he's, you know, that he's got an agenda that he's sticking to. I don't see the merits in it.
We're talking with Craig Miller. He's a candidate for Congress, District 24. And as you were in the hospitality business, I know you still read those pages, even though you've backed out of it now into this walk of life. How do you see the hospitality industry being affected long-term from this, or do you see them being affected long-term?
Well, there's one thing that's come out of this is a heightened awareness for the state of Florida and the people and the citizens of Florida of the importance of our tourism industry and our hospitality industry. You know, when you look at District 24, it has many economic engines. One of them is tourism. Clearly here in Volusia County, tourism, our NASCAR business, are key elements of the economics of this particular area that we're in right today. And we need to do more and more to promote Florida tourism. We need to promote international visitors coming to our state, and we need to protect and enhance our tourism industry here in Florida. It is one of the main reasons why we can operate the state the way we do financially, and I think this incident has pointed that out to people, because that business right now, particularly in the Gulf region, is at enormous risk.